Good afternoon. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. I'm Kevin Iredell. I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Lowenstein Sandler. I'm also the International Board of Directors President for 2024 for the LMA. And I'm joined here by Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley Stenger, Interim CEO for LMA.
So today we're going to talk about a few priorities and how our Smith-Buckland partners are going to work with us on operations. So our top three priorities for 2024 are profitability for reinvestment. We want to make sure that the association is in good financial health for today, for tomorrow, and for the continuing success of the association. Our second priority will be member engagement, continued and expanded member engagement. The initiatives that we put forth in 2024, we want to make sure have the biggest impact to the greatest number of members. And our third priority is expanded education. Education is always one of the top, most valued things that people get from LMA, and it's going to be a focus. It's going to be a continued focus, and we want to make sure that we put the right amount of effort behind it in 2024. So Ashley, what are you going to work on in 2024? What kind of things from an operations standpoint are you going to help us with?
What I'm really excited about, Kevin, is these three goals are really all-encompassing, right? They touch everything. They touch sales, they touch membership, they touch education, networking, programming, all of that. And we have an amazing team put together. We have the right people in the right places. They're experts in their field. And for me, my goal really to drive those three things is going to be standardization, operational excellence, and making sure that we have the processes and procedures and role clarities all in place so we start operating, like a well-oiled machine. If we're operating smoothly, the board can get together and guide us in a strategic direction and, not have to spend time on those organizational pieces that leave that to us.
That's terrific. So right now, you're the interim chief executive officer for the association.
That's what they told me.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So how did you get here? What did you do before this, and what was the path that brought you here?
So I've been in association management my whole career. I started at a standalone association working with a group of oncologists, actually, and my next position was at the DC Bar. That was my first dive into the legal community. Okay. And I moved to Chicago. I started at Smith-Buckland, and I haven't left since. I've been on the LMA team now for 4 years. Wow. And they are the only group I work with, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But association management is ingrained in me. Mm-hmm.
That's great. So you have been through 4 very different and very difficult years with the LMA.
Yes.
So looking forward, having learned the lessons from the pandemic and the challenges that we had with annual conference sites and commitments and whatnot, what are you looking forward to in 2024?
In 2024, I'm looking forward to having a really solid direction. I think we know where we're going, and we've spent all of these past 4 years, pivoting and being nimble and flexible, and it's positioned us to be able to move forward in a really deliberate way. Those goals they're really direct, and we know exactly what we want. I feel like we're all really converging in the same spot, and it's going to make it very easy then to guide the team to help you all get to that place.
That's great. And I know you're looking forward to San Diego.
I am.
April 3rd to the 5th.
Yes.
If you haven't registered yet, please do. But you've also worked very closely with all of the regions through regionalization, through changing some of the structure of the regional support. Yep. So you've gotten to know a lot of the different regional committees and a lot of the different folks all around the country. How is that continuing to evolve and play into our 3 priorities for next year?
It's funny because the feedback and the goals that I've heard coming out of all 8 of our regions align perfectly with the goals coming out of international, really. Integrated member experience, that's going to trickle down through our regions to our local groups, and putting those processes and standardization into place so that our volunteers can come in and do what they do best, reach out to their members, engage with their local groups. So like I said, it's kind of the same with the board. If we're taking over that operational piece for them, it really allows them to focus on driving membership and expanding education and all of the things that our members come to LMA for.
That's great. So I'm going to switch gears and ask a personal question.
Yeah,
So you're based in DC.
I am.
Different from most of the Smith-Buckland staff.
Yes.
So you get, not just a different perspective from having come from an operational role, but now you have a different geographical perspective. How has that been, working with the Chicago staff and some of the staff in different places?
Yeah.
How has that benefited the LMA?
So I like to tell people I was remote before remote was remote.
Before it was cool.
Yeah, before it was cool. I started in Chicago and I moved to San Diego, actually. So a bit coming home in 2024 at the annual
April
conference.
3rd to the 5th, if you haven't registered yet.
In 2017. So I started remote then. I really had a few years to kind of develop those skills, making sure I'm staying connected. And it wasn't as hard as you would think, and I make a lot of trips back to Chicago. I see the team traveling to these regional conferences and board meetings. We get to spend a lot of time together. And we're also lucky enough to have a small office in Washington, D.C. So there is a place to have that touch point and that face-to-face time. Just making sure that communication is clear and consistent has made it successful this far.
Let me ask you why, and I know the answer, but I'm going to ask for the audience.
Yeah.
Why have you moved around so much?
Oh, that's a great question. I am a military spouse. My husband is in the Marine Corps, and he is currently stationed at the Pentagon. He's the lead spokesperson for the Marine Corps right now. But that is what brought us to San Diego and DC, and we'll see where it brings us in the future. But we move a good amount.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, with everything going on in the world today and everything that everyone is going through, on behalf of everyone at the association, let me thank you for your service and thank your husband too. I know
Thank you so much.
It's a big sacrifice for the family, and we all appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's it for us. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in San Diego, April 3rd to the 5th, 2024.